We're back. Alvin Cook-Off was an absolute disaster. Have you had one of those cook-offs where you just feel, man, it's like your first time doing it? Man, that's what it felt like. It felt like it was my first time doing a cook-off, man. I was chasing my tail the whole weekend, and man, it started on Friday. Man, I didn't realize that they shut the gates at 11, so they locked the gates, so you got to be in there. It's a big festival, man. They've got food trucks, all sorts of stuff, kids running around, so they don't want people driving around during the day and whatnot. And they lock the gates, and if you don't make it in time, you got to park outside. And if you can get in there in time, you can fit your truck in your space. And that's what we did, but we were hurrying to get there. I had to get gas, I had to stop at H-E-B to get a case of water. So I was kind of running around, and I completely forgot about wood. So I show up with just charcoal and, man, no splits to add that instant heat to my offset. I'm running an offset, and I chunk a lot of coal on the offset, but I also throw an occasional split in there just to manage the heat. So this weekend, man, we were just throwing coal. We didn't have any extra splits. Man, it was rough, and they changed the turn-in times to go to the cooks meeting, and I went to the cooks meeting, but man, I was too busy chatterboxing at the cooks meeting to, man, really listen and understand that they had moved the turn-in times to every hour and a half versus every hour. I didn't find that out till Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, I've got my brisket on, I've got my pork on, and man, I go over to first class bullshitting with him, and I notice he doesn't have his pork on. I'm like, hey man, you ain't got your pork on? He goes, no, pork turn-in's not till 3 o'clock, which it's normally at 2 o'clock. So I was like, oh shoot. Man, thank God I caught it on the ribs, or I'd have been done way early and have to hold and really turn off my whole timeline. And I think my whole timeline was jacked anyway, because I ended up chasing my tail. Chicken, I tasted my chicken before I cooked 3 halves, and I cut one of them up, or 2 of them up actually. And right before I'm going to turn in, man, I take a bite out of one of the pieces there on the cutting board, and it just was spicy. I felt like, man, it was a little bit too heavy-handed on my finish dust, which is my chicken fried rib grind, which has got a lot of black pepper, but it's like, man, I was maybe too heavy-handed because, man, I just taste black pepper. So, and ribs were, man, it was a whole nother story where my pit I lost my coal bed and turned and looked, it was at 220. I'm like, man, and I'd been cooking my ribs probably maybe a little bit too tender anyway. And I kind of wanted to pull back, but man, I didn't want to pull that back that much. So man, I'm trying to get this guy back up to temp. And when I got the ribs on the cutting board, man, they were tight. Man, they felt like 2x4s. I'm like, man, these guys, and especially the first rack, man, this guy's horrible. The other 2 racks were better, and I'm thinking, man, what can I do? How can I soften these guys up? So I was like, well, since these 2 guys are okay, we'll go ahead and, man, let's go ahead and get them sauced, and man, we'll put them on a cooling rack, and we'll put them back on the smoker, open her up, and let the smoker eat. And man, hopefully we can get them tender right before turn-in. So I picked out my 8 ribs. I was doing a 4-on-4 box, and let's just concentrate on those guys and not the whole. Let them cut everything, put them back on the smoker. Trying to get them loose, and got them on the cutting board with just a couple of 3-4 minutes left for the turn-in window. And man, I grabbed the first ones. I've got a clip here, you'll see, but man, I grabbed the first ones and put those in, and those felt good going in. I could feel them with my hands as I had them on the spatula. And then I reached for the top row, and man, those guys felt stiff as a board. I'm like, man, I can't put these guys on top because judging, they start on the top ribs. There's 6 judges, and probably 4 ribs may go, top 4 are tight. So, man, but I did like the bottom rack, so I drug those guys out of the box, put the ones that were gonna be on top, put those guys in the actual bottom of the box, hoping that the judges wouldn't get to them, and put these softies on top, and it seemed to work out. We ended up yanking out a 2nd place rib out of 89 teams. So that was, but going into pork, man, pork felt sloppy. I was running around, and I didn't even get a chance to put finish dust on the pork. I was gonna miss turn-in. And it just, like I said, it felt like my first time cooking. And brisket felt good though. Brisket did feel good, and man, the burn-ins I thought were really good. But at the end of the day, and the judges came back with a 15th place chicken out of 89 team. And I actually won my table. So it wasn't that Maybe I got just that one bite might have been a little bit too peppery, but ribs were second place rib, and pork was 30th, and brisket was, I think, 19th. And we landed 8th overall, but I would have bet money we were gonna beat mid-pack. It felt like a mid-pack cook, and so we feel like we got lucky. We got out of there with an 8th place overall, and we're gonna count our blessings and move on to the next one. So we're gonna go to Kerrville this weekend. So we'll be in Kerrville. This one's a 3 meet. And I'll try to get some footage of it as well, and try to do more of these little vlogs or competition recaps. I put a couple of it on Instagram and some of the boxes on Instagram, so you can check them out there. But if you like this, man, let me know, drop a comment, and man, we'll try to do this week to week. And man, you guys can go and see me get my ass kicked, or man, hopefully we'll win one, and you guys can experience that. But either way, let me know. And until then, man, keep slinging sauce, closing lids, and chasing big checks. Peace.